I'm going to present the paper Hanging There Biosimilars, Leveraging Awareness for a Sustainable European Market, that is the fruit of a research collaboration between CRISTINA, ALBA, MARINO and DANIELA Baglieri of the University of Messina. This research is at the development stage, and any feedback from the audience is more than appreciated. Biosimilars are biological products that are similar but not identical to reference originator products. Although described differently by various global agencies, such as EMA and FDA, biosimilars generally are large molecular weight complex molecules that are produced in living cells through genetic engineering. Data supporting the effectiveness and safety of biosimilars had accumulated since 2003 when the EMA launched its biosimilar regulatory and approval process. The FDA began regulating biosimilars in 2009. Both EMA and FDA approved biosimilars demonstrated to have no clinically meaningful differences in purity, safety and efficacy compared to their respective reference products. 58 biosimilars for 16 reference products are now approved in Europe, 29 in USA. Almost 200 of manufacturers are investing in the development and commercialization of biosimilars. Biosimilars progress in Europe and the USA has been slow but steady, and there is some evidence to infer that the pace is starting to accelerate. Since biologics are among the highest cost drug treatments on the market today, biosimilars offer the potential for lower-cost alternatives. As can be seen in emerging markets, biosimilars are already offering more affordable prices, which are not only attractive but indispensable in economies where expensive treatments are not financially feasible. Additionally, with some of the world's best-known biologics continuing to face patent expiration in the coming years, the biosimilar market is set for continued growth. Despite the benefits biosimilars offer in cost savings and patient access, healthcare professionals have been reluctant to adopt them. According to a recent report, a lower cost of treatment does not automatically increase access. Additionally, countries with high growth may still have low usage. Innovation scholars and industry experts have taken into account regulatory frameworks, economic incentives, clinical evidence, and patients' preferences to question the biosimilars market sustainability in the long term. They have revealed, for instance, that some biosimilar policies and purchasing mechanisms restrict the participation of competitor products in specific markets, apply increasing pricing pressure, or push physicians to switch patients' product use. We added to this stream of research by digging deeper into the socio-cognitive dimensions of the emergence of this market. Little is known about the extent to which stakeholders' awareness shapes biosimilar adoption. Broadly speaking, how innovations get adopted has been a key concern of strategy scholars for decades. There are numerous theories on the adoption of technological innovations that are inherently deterministic and linear. Regarding healthcare and biosimilars, we argue that, on the theoretical side, socio-cognitive factors can explain why innovations struggle to be adopted. On the managerial side, we propose that considering stakeholders' understanding and acceptance of biosimilars can improve their adoption. Accordingly, we shall explore the relationships between the awareness of physicians and patients about the safety and efficacy of biosimilars and their adoption. At this stage, we collected data on the biopharmaceutical market from multiple sources. First, we drew information on the new biological drugs approved by European Medicine Agency between 1995 and 2012. Second, we gathered data on the competitive landscape of the European biosimilar market through specialized reports and information from the MIDAS database. We collected data on the biosimilar market share of 8 groups of products and their price evolution over time. Third, we constructed empirical proxies for the diffusion of awareness about biosimilars, both for specialized audiences and the general public. On the one hand, we referred to extensive archival data such as international media articles, analyst reports, books, and specialized magazines from the Nexus Uni database to explore the European trends in awareness about biosimilars in public opinion. On the other hand, we analyzed the impact of scientific publications measured as normalized number of views by Shival. At the end of the data collection process, we have an unbalanced panel of 801 observations covering 23 European countries' markets and 8 biological drug classes between 2014 and 2019. We explored the correlation between adoption and awareness using linear regression with clustered standard errors at the country level, and we account for fragmented national regulatory frameworks through a fixed or random effect model. Our preliminary findings suggest a significant positive association between the adoption of biosimilars in the European market and the diffusion of awareness on biosimilars among public opinion and the scientific community. Our results are also robust to controlling for enlargement in biosimilar markets in terms of new products and entrants and price dynamics connected to the evolving competitive landscape. The interactions between firms, social organizations, and institutions may have a critical role in the biosimilars industry transformation. As such, the phenomenon raises fundamental questions about the ability of healthcare systems to support a sustainable medicines market. In this regard, more significant efforts in dissemination and communication strategies are required about the scientific concept of biosimilars medicines, the EMA approval process, and the therapeutic indications. Such knowledge should be communicated to all stakeholders in a context and language that provides complete understanding and support. The confidence and trust of physicians, healthcare providers, patients, and other stakeholders should be reinforced by supporting and incentivizing appropriate early use. In general, promoting awareness in the public opinion and healthcare community should be a fundamental goal for policymakers for long-term economic and social sustainability. In this context, collecting and publishing real-world evidence and promoting access to unbiased information of biosimilar medicines is essential. However, technological and regulatory obstacles to biosimilars development are not the only challenges for market growth. In fact, the successful adoption of biosimilar medicines also depends on socio-cognitive dimensions. At the managerial level, decision criteria should look at additional factors other than price in the context of provisions and procurement decisions. Also, without general support from the clinical community, any tender decision may be difficult or impossible to uphold. Finally, an increasing market share of biosimilars would secure reasonable returns on investment for firms deciding to enter the biosimilar market, thus stimulating a continued attractiveness of R&D investment in new medicines development. Thank you very much for your attention.